So guys, in this part we are going to work on the next part of our player needs script. So let's go inside, and now let's make an update function. And inside of update we want to get some stuff. First our health dot UI slider dot fill amount is equal to health dot get percentage. Now we need to do the same things for the rest of them, so I'm going to copy and paste it for another 3 times and change another 2 times, then change the hertz to hunger, so now we need also to do something else. We need to reduce from our hertz, and not hertz, we need to reduce from our hunger and our thirst. So here we need to say hunger dot subtract so hunger dot decay rate multiply by time dot delta time. Need also for the thirst. So I'm going just to copy this line, paste it, so now we need also, when we have 0 hunger or 0 thirst, we want to reduce from our health. That's why we need to use a if function. If our hunger current value is equal to 0.0f, then we want to say health.subtract no hunger health decay, no hunger HP decay, multiply by time at the time. So now I'm going to copy that, paste it again, because we need the same for our thirst. When our thirst is also reached to 0, we want to reduce it from our HP, from our health too. So now let's save it and test it in our game. So now here I'm going to make a, when we don't have HP, we want to reduce 1 from our health, and also 1 when we don't have a thirst. So now let's play and see how is it. And as you see that the bar is going down. So I'm going to speed it a little bit. So now, as you see, we don't have both of them. It's going to reduce from our health. Okay. Now I'm going going to just put them at 0.01 is good, but the decay rate 0.5 and here also 0.5. So now that is worked without any problems, but let's go back and do some other functions which we need them later. So now here we are going to make some other functions. We need a function for hertz or heal. I'm going to call that heal function. Float amount. Then we need another one. So for thirst and hunger. Then another one for when we get a damage. So public void take damage. And the parameter, this time it's the float, we want int. We can say damage amount. Here also the next function will be when we are going to die. Public void die function. So now let's go up. And we want to add the amount. Here we have hunger dot add amount. That for our take damage hertz dot subtract, as we are going to reduce from our hertz damage amount. Now in the top we are going to add a new library. So here using Unity engine.event, because as soon as our player gets damage, we want to call that event. So here we need to somewhere we need to write it. Let's write it here. Public float. No, it's not float. It's Unity event. Unity event. Then we want to call it on Unity event get damage. So now let's go down to our die function. Here we want to say get damage question dot invoke. So that means if the get damage is equal to null, don't run this part, but if we have it, we get the damage, then do the invoke function. Now here I'm going to make also debug.log. Inside we want to print when our player is going to die, we want to print it. So here player died. So actually we need to bring it there, not there. When we get the damage, we want to invoke that event. So now with that we make our die function, we need to call that die function in our update as well. So we need to here we make another if heads dot current value is equal to 0, then that means our player doesn't have any heads and he is need to go to the die function. The die function, we can go back to the main menu or we can start the scene again. So guys, now I will comment the codes so that you can understand it better. Here we are going to say that our current value is equal to a start value. So whatever is our current value at the beginning of the game will become the start value. Okay, that means we are going to pass the start value to our current value. Then we are going to update here at this 2 line. We are going to reduce the value over time from our hunger or thirst. And what is the time that delta time make it that in every computer, every PC or every mobile it will be the same time, and for all the tools or mobiles, laptops will be the same time to reduce the value from the hunger or thirst. So that isn't, for example, it's not that one laptop is going to be more faster than the others. To avoid this bug, we are going to use time.delta time. Because if we don't, then it's going to reduce depend on the speed of our laptop. I don't know how, let me show you. When I remove it from our hunger, let's see if it's going to reduce very fast or not. You see, it's going always depend on the speed of the laptop. Is going to change so fast. Okay, but when we going back to time.delta time, now it's not depending on the frame, on the speed of the computer. It's depend of the time, and it's going to be really slow. So now let's go back. Then here we are going to check if our current hunger becomes 0, then we want to reduce from our health. It's the same, and then here we are going to check if the health becomes 0, then we are going to call the die function. At this 3 line, we are going to update our slider, and we want to get percentage for updating them. Then here also we are going to add to our health. When later we are going to make some items to get healed from that item. So we need this function here. And also when we want to put some material, for example, some can, some foods, and to get some hunger, we are going to make this function, and it's also the same for our thirst. We can put some flash of water to get a little bit of the water back. Now is also our take damage. As you see that we are going to reduce from our hertz depend on our damage amount. Then here we are going to check if we getting damage, then we are going to call the invoke function, but if we don't, then we are not going to do anything. We are not going to call this function. That's why we add this question mark here. So now here, as I explained it before, that is we are going, the current value is the minimum value between of two number. So which in this point, for example, if a current value plus amount is less than the max value, then we are going to get this current value plus amount. But if the max value is less than our current value plus amount, then we are going to get the max value. So this is help us to not get more. For example, the hertz doesn't become more than, for example, if we have 100 hertz, we will not going to get 120 hertz. Is also same when we are going to subtract from it. We are going to say the current value is the maximum value between two number. For example, if the enemy damages us more than our hertz, we are not going to get the minus. For example, the maximum is, that means the maximum number is 0. And if the current value minus amount is -5, then we are going to get the 0. And this is also for the getting the percentage. So we are going to return the result of the deviation between the current value and max value. So now let's save it. So now we check it later. The next part we are going to work on the damage function, so then we can check the damaging as well. So see you now in the next video.